2 weeks up here in western Alberta, Canada, sheep hunting in the mountains with my good friend Darren McKenzie.
Almost no words to describe it. It's beautiful here.
One of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
Steve, this is the most fun I've had sheep hunting in years.
Sheep hunting at its finest. I freaking love it. It's extremely important to me that we look to the future, tastefully imagining generations to come having the ability to choose to have a hunting lifestyle for themselves.
Hunting is what fuels us, it is what grounds us, and it is what connects us. Hunting is where we come from, and hunting is where we will continue to go.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. On the edge.
The Edge is proudly brought to you by Quiet Cat e-bikes, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, high mountain seasonings, G5 Outdoors, designed to hunt, Vortex Canada, the force of optics, Snowy Mountain Rifles, Prime Archery, where accuracy is everything, Canis Athlete, be the wolf, Kafaru International, gear for life, Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Novix Tree Stands, and these fine sponsors.
Right on the money. 707 yards right here, random stop, just for a confidence booster before we head to the mountains. Snowy Mountain Rifle, Vortex AMG, Kestrel. Take your range, plug it in. It takes care of all the atmospheric stuff for you. Gives you MOA and dial up and pull the trigger. Sheep camp, here we go.
First impressions of the camp, Darren? Absolutely. Almost no words to describe it. It's beautiful here. We're in Darren's little fishing hole here right now. And we got a few hours to kill. Oh! He got off. I wasn't expecting that. You know, it's been 6 or 7 years now since I met Darren on a sheep hunt. You know, we just hit it off. We've been talking about a reunion hunt forever. We're finally up in his stomping grounds, right where he grew up, right? His whole family. He took us in and showed us some corrals today that were built in the 1940s when his dad and his brothers, Darren's uncles, were collecting wild horses, you know, rounding them up.
I love this place. The Cooney Plains are, I mean, they just hold a pretty special place in my heart.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally the history of the West, but with family ties, it's even cooler because, I mean, that's your dad.
Yeah. My dad and his brothers.
Yeah.
I consider myself to be very fortunate to have been able to grow up in this country. For me, it's not just about going out and getting a big monster ram. It's about enjoying everything that's out here.
It's beautiful. I mean, you look at this country around us. Alberta, Canada, it's got it going on. I think we're gonna go on a bit of a scouting mission. Hopefully we'll find a big old mature ram.
Friggin' Darren told me to bring, all I heard was chops, so I brought this. He wore those. Talk about, let's elaborate a little bit, you know, chopstick.
Pretty gorgeous. Darren's brought us into this little mountain lake. I don't even think there's a name for it, but he says there's some goldeye in it, so. Or golden trout. I'm not much of a fisherman, but I'm gonna find out. I believe there's fish in here. I'm just not 100% confident that I'll catch any. Hi, I'm Steve Eklund. And one of the commonly asked questions when I'm in the backwoods is, what do I carry for bear protection? Well, there's all kinds of options. There's sprays, an option to carry a firearm, but to me, that's added weight. And for a real man like me, it's throwing knives. Tom Cruise got nothing on me. Choose to be a real man. We took a ride into the lake last night. Did a little bit of fishing, a little bit of scouting. We didn't see anything for sheep, but beautiful country. We woke up this morning. The horses didn't cooperate. Hobbled. They gone. So, Darren's out trying to find horses right now. And I'm being Molly Maid here in the camp kitchen. Trying to get things tidied up for him because I promise you, when he gets back, he is not going to be in a great mood. Well, Darren's been gone for 4 days now. We're down to our last couple of spuds. I'm not too worried. This one time, it's up in Alaska. Survived 17 days on just this. A little bit of cheese and this elk seasoning. I put this on everything. Says it's for elk, but the boys at High Mountain, man, I'm telling you, put that on anything. Our captain has returned with our steeds. Horses are saddled, and it's time to get after it. It looks like there's a ram.
Oh yeah, now I see him.
Just another day in the office here. Saw 13 ewes, no rams, and now we're riding back to camp. And it's starting to snow pretty good. It's sheep at its finest. Freaking love it. So one of the good things about the snow is we can come up into these big basins and actually glass for tracks, kind of seeing where they went. This time of year, you know, the first part of October, snow will come and go, so we wanted to get up into this basin and check it out. See what moved through the night. It was a beautiful morning. We didn't see as much as we hoped to back in the far basin.
No, I was hoping to at least find some tracks. We heard some wolves howling last night and hoping we'd get some rams on the move today, but I guess it just wasn't quite cold enough, not quite enough snow. So
How about that grouse hunt I went on today?
that was a pretty good grouse hunt. It was a classic.
Hunt like you're hungry, you always tell me.
Yeah, that's right. And then you know what? Failing that, you got a pretty good career as a wedding dancer.
I got moves like Mick Jagger, brother. They're feeding in here.
Yep.
Lots of track. Lots of track.
It's the one thing with the big ones. They blend in, man, so good. You gotta really spend a lot of time behind the glass. And try not to get impatient because it's just, they can be literally 200, 300 yards away from you and be absolutely gone, disappear. Anticipations were high coming into today. Just because we haven't been able to get back in here, it does not disappoint so far. 4 small rams, 1 maybe legal, but nothing we want to shoot just yet.
I think it was a damn good day. I think actually, you know what, Steve, this is the most fun I've had sheep hunting in years.
Yeah.
It was a great day. It really was.
It was a great day. We put on some miles. We got to 9,000 feet of elevation. 2 old boys getting after it.
There you go.
Don't die. Spotted 3 rams down there. 3 good mature rams. 4 good mature rams now. But we cannot get to them today. I think this is my favorite part of the sheep hunt. Absolutely breathtaking. I mean, up here you really are closer to God. Where'd it be, fellas? No one died.
That's right.
Although, there was a couple of times I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
A good meal and a good sleep, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning for day 5.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get back on and find them again and make something happen.
We'll do it.
All right. Sounds good, partner.
Cheers. My grandpa Vern, he died years and years ago, but he was the strongest guy I ever met in my life. It was so hard to go see him in the hospital because he was fading fast. Went from a 190-pound man to nothing, you know, just skin and bones. And it was so hard on me. Selfishly, I went in and visited him and I said, Grandpa, I said, I can't come see you anymore. And he kind of egged me on to come closer, and he whispered, he said, I want you to be a good soldier. And that's the last thing he said to me. Now, every time I tighten up my bootlaces, I think of him because it just makes me feel like I'm going into battle. When I feel those laces tighten up, I start thinking about the day I got ahead of me. And I tell myself, be a good soldier. I lock them down, hit the trail. It's a pretty good memory, actually. Sheep hunts, I tell everybody, these are do-it-yourself hunts. They're tough. It's hit or miss.
Sheep hunting is all about work ethic.
Yeah.
It really is. It's about, you know, at the end of the day, you didn't quit. You just kept on going and putting one foot in front of the other, and it pays off, and it'll pay off for us. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
We've been working at it. We'll continue to work.
There's 2 of them laying right on that knob. And the bottom left is definitely a legal ram, but he's just not the ram we're looking for. I think we're gonna give him a pass and hopefully find something a little bit better for sure. I don't think a successful sheep hunt always has a sheep at the end of it.
I think a successful sheep hunt always has great memories at the end of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would agree.
Successful sheep hunt always has great stories at the end of it. So we've already had a successful sheep hunt.
Yeah.
So we might as well top it off with that big ram.
Huge band of rams. Oh, young rams. 3 legal rams. One we had at 185 yards and elected to pass, but we're not here to shoot just a legal ram. We're here to shoot a good ram, a good H-class ram. Legal doesn't mean shooter. Maybe those rams never get to be colossal, once in a lifetime rams for a hunter. But I think we damn sure owe it to him to give him a chance. Well, as you can see, it's winter wonderland in here now. Storm blew in yesterday morning and really socked us in. So we had a camp day, got some firewood cut, played some cards, had a good time, drank a lot of bush coffee, and now we're back at it. Well, it's the second to the last day of our hunt. We are venturing into uncharted territories, going where no man has gone before, except the fellas before us, which makes us close to the first. Ram track coming across into another fork that splits off from here, so it's a good sign. One more ram, hopefully. Them old grumpy bastards with great big antlers, big 10, 12-year-olds. They tend to travel by themselves. That's why Darren's always alone.
Get the wind again.
There's the whole herd of ewes and lambs. We're gonna ride right by them. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. As a sheep hunter, this is a pretty special moment. That makes me a really, really happy sheep hunter. Unreal. Wise old man once told me, you can one hand and wish in the other. See which one fills up first, son. Today, we're sheeping. So we're sheeping both parts. One lone sheep track coming across. And that's, usually a good sign. Coming up here, Darren said, hey, we need to check that out. And I looked down, it was a pretty good sized track. Sure enough, you got a ram laying on the edge over here, but he's just not gonna make legal. And he's definitely not gonna make a shooter, so. Good potential. 2 more years. As soon as we got in here, we were spotting ewes and lambs. They're still all out in this flat below us. kind of feeding. There's numerous little groups, but it's a little early, you know. You can't expect the rams to be with these ewes right now. We're still about 3 to 4 weeks away from the rut. Still fun to watch, but
There you have it, folks. 2 weeks up here in western Alberta, Canada, sheep hunting in the mountains with my good friend Darren McKenzie. You know, it didn't pan out for us this time, no sheep, but that does not take away from the success of our hunt. I mean, to be surrounded in this landscape, riding through it on horseback, staying in wall tents with wood furnaces, mid-October, I mean, it just really doesn't get any better than that. I mean, if sheep hunting was easy, I don't know if the allure would be there as much as it is, you know, for sure. Very grateful to have the opportunity, and hopefully we'll get back in this neck of the woods again and get after these sheep one more time. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of The Edge. I'm your host, Steve Eklund.
The Edge is proudly brought to you by Quiet Cat e-bikes, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, high mountain seasonings, G5 Outdoors, designed to hunt, Vortex Canada, the force of optics, Snowy Mountain Rifles, Prime Archery, where accuracy is everything, Canis Athlete, Be the Wolf, Kifaru International, Gear for Life, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Novix Tree Stands, and these fine sponsors.
well, I figured it's early, so fashion me a spear. We're gonna do this sheep hunt old school style right here. Look at. Nobody's gonna mess with us around here. We'll keep that one until day 3, and then we're going to the Snowy Mountain Rifle. Everybody always asks me what I carry in the mountains for bear protection. Let's just hope there's no bears.